Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. So as some of you may already know, we had quite the number of set photos come out from both the Arrow finale and the Flash finale for the respective seasons. There were definitely more Flash set photos than Arrow, but that mainly just comes down to the accessibility of the area or locations used by the shows, as well as the time of day in which the scenes are actually filmed. But yeah, quite a decent amount of set photos did come out in regards to The Flash, as well as some video of the actual filming for the finale of Season 3 or Episode 23. Now I am only going to show one picture in this video in relation to the topic of the video. However, if you do want to see the majority of what was taken by people that were around the set at the time of filming, I will leave the links in the description below to the respective sites. I'll probably leave one to the video and one to like where all the photos should be. There might be more than one link to all the photos, but if you look down in the description below, they should hopefully all be there, and hopefully I don't forget to put them down there. Now the picture I'm going to show you from the set of the finale is this one here, of a coffin in a graveyard obviously, with some members of the cast around it. There were a few more photos, but they don't really add anything, so I didn't feel it was, necessary to include them. They should be included with those links in the description below anyway, if you do want to have a look at them. But I guess the real question around this image is pretty damn simple. Who the hell died, and I guess were they killed by Savitar or someone else entirely? Now before anyone brings up the obvious, which is, can't you just see, which actors weren't there? The character that they play is the one who died if they weren't actually on set. Which I guess is somewhat reasonable thinking, but every single main character on The Flash was actually at the funeral scene. All of Team Flash was there, even Julian, even Gypsy, hell, even Jay Garrick was also there, so obviously he gets out of the Speed Force in some manner, so a bit of a spoiler alert there. And yes, Caitlin was also on set in this location, but as Killer Frost. She wasn't ginger, red-haired Caitlin, she was bleach blonde, pale-skinned Killer Frost. Now this doesn't necessarily mean she is good at this point, there may be another reason for her showing up. But the reason they had everyone there is for that exact reason. So you can't just go through the process of elimination in regards to eliminating people off a list, who showed up to the funeral scene. Arrow made a big mistake last season or last year with this in regards to the death of Laurel Lance. Like they had everyone on set. Katie Cassidy, who plays Laurel, was not there, so everyone just knew that she was the one that was dead. Also, the tombstone said Laurel, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, but the fact that she wasn't there sort of, confirmed it. And also plenty of other shows have done similar mistakes to that, like having a funeral scene, having all the main cast there apart from one person, and when the episode actually airs, oh, it looks like that person was the one that was actually dead. So it is a smart move by the Flash to do it this way. I think the funeral scene was actually very sheltered off. Like they did a funeral scene last year when Henry Allen died, and the whole graveyard was locked off. No one could get in. So that was really weird that they didn't do it this time around. But even with all this protection of the death by the team of the Flash, who could actually be the one who was dead? And was it necessarily done by Savitar? Firstly on that, was it Savitar that killed the person in the coffin question? You would have to say yes, but that doesn't 110% mean that it actually is the case. Obviously, it is the easy answer, saying that Savitar was the one who did this, but how do we know it wasn't someone like Killer Frost? Maybe she is the one who did it. Maybe that's why she was at the funeral, to admire her work. That's messed up, but it's something pretty damn villainous, and if Killer Frost has gotten this dark, it's something she would definitely do. But yeah, I guess the easy answer would be Savitar when it comes to the killer of the person in the coffin, but as I said, it could have been Killer Frost, or it could have just been someone else entirely. But speaking of the person in the coffin, who could it actually be? Well, that's what we will now go over with reasons as to why they could be in the coffin. Be sure to leave your opinions in the comments as well in regards to who you think dies, as well as who you think kills them. Is it Savitar? Is it Killer Frost? Is it someone else or something else? Completely, just let me know in the comment section down below what you're thinking. Now just quickly before we actually jump into them, there is actually another scene which is the video I would have linked in the description below, and it shows Barry with some of Team Flash filming a scene in which Barry's saying his goodbyes, and then you actually see a figure which I'm 99% sure is meant to be representing Nora Allen, but the actress isn't Michelle Harrison who plays Nora Allen, it's someone else. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if Michelle Harrison wasn't available, so they got someone that sort of looks like her, so they won't do close-ups with her, but it looks enough like Nora Allen, so when, it's on screen, it looks like Nora Allen because she's wearing what Nora was wearing when she was killed by Reverse Flash. She's wearing like the exact same clothes, same jewelry, same shoes, for God's sake. It's weird. I don't know what's going on, but it's not about her that I'm trying to reference here. You do see Team Flash in the background and everyone's there apart from Caitlin, who's Killer Frost now, obviously, because she was seen on set as Killer Frost. So it sort of makes it hard in regards to saying who could die, because they're sort of making it seem like no one dies from Team Flash because they're all wearing the attire that they were wearing at the funeral. So they're coming back from the funeral and then Barry's going with this Nora Allen lookalike. This could be a fake out. I don't know what's going on here. They do film scenes that don't actually make it onto the like the actual episode. This could be a fake out. They might have filmed multiple scenes with this, you know, with one character taken out each time. It's strange. I don't know what's going on, but I'm still going to go through the list as I normally would, but I just want to make sure everyone knows that, so someone doesn't point out, oh, by the way, Pagey, this video is here and it shows all these people, because I know people will do that in the comment section below. So I wanted to point it out to myself first in the video so everyone knew what was going on. Now, one thing I actually forgot to mention, every single person or persons I'm about to mention that could be in the coffin, I'm taking from people that are suggesting them online. Like, it's not me coming up with these, even because they're not that, you know, unique. They're not unique at all. The characters on the show, I'm not making up these characters. So I'm just going off what people are theorizing as to who could be the one that's killed and just giving my feedback on them. Now, the first choice is actually a reasonable one, and that is actually Earth 2 Harry or Jesse. Now, the reason it's reasonable is because Violet Bean, that plays Jesse Quick, isn't on the set when they were filming this. And Tom Cavanagh was, who plays all the Harrison Wells, but, you know, that would just be HR, right? So it could be Earth 2 Harry, or it could be Jesse in the coffin. Could be Jesse as well, because she has sort of messed with Savitar before, so maybe Savitar got her back. The main thing that goes against this is the fact that they're from Earth 2. So why would they be buried on Earth 1? Because I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious that this funeral would be on Earth 1. You know, it just looks like Earth 1. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense that they'd be buried on Earth 1, because it's not like they're the only ones that care about each other that are from Earth 2. They'd obviously have family and friends over on Earth 2 that would, you know, sort of want to attend their funeral if someone that they really cared about passed away. So it doesn't make sense that they'd be buried on Earth 1. They would definitely be buried on Earth 2. So I think Harry or Jesse is definitely out of contention. Now, the rest of the choices are actually people that was seen at the funeral filming scene. So it's going to be messy going through these, but I'm just going to give my best shot as to why they could be in the coffin. So here we go. The first one is Wally West. Now, do I think he's in the coffin? No, because I think they already did something with him this season where he was trapped in the Speed Force and they made it look like he possibly could have died. So they're not going to do that again. It's pretty rare shows do this again where they do. And that was only like 3 episodes ago as well. They wouldn't do it again when they've already done it in the first half of the season. And you can argue that they did it towards the end of the first half of the season when, you know, Wally ended up in that cocoon. So they wouldn't do it again this season. I think Wally West is 100% safe. And I know why people are saying it could be Wally West, because Kenan Lonsdale, who plays Wally, actually put on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that it was his last day in the Kid Flash suit, and they're only like 3 days into filming the finale. He said it was his last day in the Kid Flash suit, not as Kid Flash, in the Kid Flash suit. So he's still going to be filming scenes as Wally West, and he was just excited to say that because those suits suck to wear. If you've listened to what Grant Gustin and stuff have to say, and anyone else that has to wear those suits, they are annoying to wear. They get really hot, so that's why he would have been celebrating, because he can finally film consecutive days without having to wear that suit anymore. So yeah, that's why he was pretty happy about that. Next up is actually Julian Albert. Now, this is actually a possibility. He is in the filming of that scene outside Star Labs where Barry gets like lured into the Speed Force. But I've been saying Julian Albert could be the one to die, or a person to die, just because I don't see what they could do with him in season 4. I just don't think he's relevant enough to keep on. And there's already characters in the show that struggle to be relevant, relevant enough for us to care about. I'm not going to mention any names. Some of you should be able to pick out who I'm thinking of, because I mentioned it a couple of times this season. But yeah, I just don't know what they would do with Julian Albert, and I think they could do something pretty cool with him and Killer Frost, which I have mentioned before, because Julian's been the one to sort of keep Caitlin connected to herself and not make her go Killer Frost. So it would be cool if, like, now that Caitlin is Killer Frost, if Julian was trying to bring her back, and, you know, Killer Frost played along with it and actually ended up killing Julian. It would be pretty emotional. but it would be good storytelling just from what they've set up earlier in the season. So Julian could be the one to die via the hands of Killer Frost. I don't know if Savitar would kill Julian. I just don't know if that would be effective enough. I think it would be better if Killer Frost was the one to actually kill Julian if he was to actually die. And speaking of Killer Frost, could it be Killer Frost that is dead? If she was to die, everyone would still be pretty damn upset and attend her funeral if she was the one that was to die. I know episode 20 of this season has to do with Killer Frost a lot and dealing with her. I don't know what episodes 21, 22, and then obviously the finale would have to do with her. But yeah, she could 100% definitely be the one that's in the coffin. She isn't at the filming of that scene where Barry gets lured into the Speed Force, which makes sense because you would have to assume she would still be evil if she was alive. But yeah, so definitely keep Killer Frost in the back of your minds when it comes to who could possibly be killed, because I definitely think she would be one of the top runners. And the last three that I have here are ones that I've seen a lot, but really don't make sense. Maybe the third one, but definitely not the first and second one. So yeah, let's go through them. And that third one is Joe West, and it's possible, like it's definitely possible that he could be the one that dies. I just don't know if they would actually do that, because I think they would go down the storyline where they actually make him police captain. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to make Joe police captain probably in season 4. I don't think they would kill him off. And yeah, I just can't see Joe being the one that dies. He's a good character. They've done Henry Allen last season. Would they really do Joe West again this season? I just don't know if they would do that. And they also sort of already have killed off Joe when it comes to last season. You know, when you see Earth 2 Joe die, we already sort of got that feeling. So it's almost like they've already done that before. So would they do it again? Like, they could kill Joe off in like season 4 or 5, but I think just a season after we've seen not only Henry Allen die, but Earth 2 Joe die as well in a pretty emotional manner. I don't know if they would do it again this season. And the second last choice I've seen a lot of people mention is actually Barry. Now, Barry could actually die in this episode. It's 100% possible. But in regards to him being the one in the coffin, you got to remember that's what we're talking about. No, it's definitely not Barry in the coffin. But he could still die. Like, he could sacrifice himself to actually take down Savitar. And we could do something in the beginning of season 4 where Wally is the speedster protecting Central City. And maybe Barry comes back to life, you know, a couple of episodes into the season. Or we get like a sign that he might be alive in the Speed Force, and really a lot of the first half of the season is working to get Barry back out of that Speed Force and bring him back to life in a sense. And the last one is actually I guess like the whole reason this season is going on, and that is Iris and trying to protect her from Savitar. Now, that funeral, it does seem that like it's hard to tell where it's going to take place, like, because they don't film in order. They don't film like the first scene that we see in an episode was the scene that they filmed first. Like, the final scene of the entire season could be the first scene that they film in that week that they're filming the finale. It's not filmed in order because it just doesn't work that way. It would take way too long to do that. It's actually smarter to do it the way that they do it at the moment. So we don't know when that funeral is. That funeral could actually be at the beginning of the episode, similar to the finale last season when Henry Allen dies. Like, they have that funeral really early on into the episode. But Iris wouldn't be the one in the coffin. Like, she could still die at the hands of Savitar. But in regards to her being the one in the coffin, it's a big no. It's going to be someone else. It's really hard to tell. Like, the fact that they've chucked this coffin thing in now is actually chucking a spanner in the works, because it's confusing a lot of people, because they have also this scene with Barry being lured into the Speed Force. You have all those characters in the background that were also attending that funeral. It's really confusing, but Iris definitely will not be the one in the coffin, but she could definitely still die at the hands of Savitar, just like how Barry could sacrifice himself to defeat Savitar as well. Maybe Wally could do the same, maybe Julian might do the same, who knows what's going to happen. But thanks for watching, guys. It's been a confusing video to make just because there's a lot of things, you know, sort of negating each other, if you know what I mean, like going up against each other and trying to make the other one not make sense. But yeah, leave your opinions in the comment section below. I will be in the comment section below replying to a decent amount of people, that, you know, ones that come up with, you know, decent enough comments, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if you have any more questions, if you're confused about anything I've said in the video, be sure to leave it in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.